morning, everybody. This is Kirsten from Forever in High School. I got my camera all charged for you today. It is Monday. As you know, the kids are not here yet. I'll talk about that later. As you can see, my nails are getting worse. This is absolutely my favorite notebook that I've ever had in my entire life. From Tajay. It's such a nice size, and I'm a spiral kind of gal. There's so much paper in here, and then there's also these little pockets. And I love this color. It's this shiny light pink going on here. You know me and my pink. I always have pink. You see that sheet back there? Right there. That sheet that's just on my desk. I saw on Instagram somewhere that some teachers like to use bed sheets for their wallpaper. So I thought I'll try that out. And I got $8 twin sheets. I guess I can show you, but it's nothing gorgeous or anything. So here is the bed sheet that I used. And I bought some border from Target as well, but I need to buy more sheets because the sheets that I showed you on my desk, it's actually not enough to cover that wall. Each student is only going to be in the classroom for an hour each week, so I'm going to dedicate this wall to standards-based grading information because I'm planning on implementing that this year. I know, out of all the years, right? And then I'm pretty sure I'll have room. So maybe I'll just use this other half for placing the expectations and procedures. We barely have any kids coming in this year, and school's gonna look so different that I'm pretty sure I can just fit it right here in this corner of the whiteboard. Because the projector only covers less than half of this side of the whiteboard. That's my plan. Don't even know if I'll get to that today. Probably not. So to update you all, I know there's been a lot of updates, but you know how the school year is going though. We're constantly getting new information and changing. And I do want to say though, I feel pretty good today. And even when I'm sitting in this room, I don't feel as overwhelmed as before. FYI, the Board of Education had another meeting. They called it an emergency meeting last week, Thursday. And it ran for over 7 hours. They had about 2.5 hours of oral testimony from the public, and then the rest of that meeting was dedicated to the board members discussing items on the agenda. Items like, should we delay the students from returning back to school physically? I guess this is a small victory in a way. They are not coming back tomorrow. The board decided this because teachers desperately need more training in order to prepare ourselves as much as possible for what lies ahead, which we don't even know what really lies ahead. So that means the next 9 weekdays are going to be dedicated strictly for teacher professional development / training. I talked about this in a previous video. Some of my colleagues, I think there were about 20 of us, and we signed up to facilitate a professional development. So I've never done this before, but I'm looking forward to it. I finished my slides. I worked all day for 8 hours on Friday, and that professional development week was pushed back. It was supposed to be this week, but because, gosh, it's so bright. Okay, that's better. Professional developments were pushed back to next week since students aren't coming in this week anyway. I was debating whether or not I should bring this up in this video, but I guess I will. This weekend, let's start from the beginning. Back in June, I want to say June, maybe the early July, my former high school teacher, she recruited me to be a part of this low stakes, non-mandatory, totally optional project. She was in charge of this module titled Effective Communication, and the project was basically a way to inspire all Hawaii teachers. Again, totally optional. The initial purpose was for teachers to view it, and it was by teachers for teachers. It was showcasing teachers like you and me, if you're a teacher watching this, celebrating in like a minute and a half videos of what we did successfully during distance learning back in Q4. I was really excited, and I said, of course, so willing to help my fellow teachers, even teachers who I don't even know across the state. But after the board meeting on Thursday, and after it was approved that students would not come back physically until August 17th for teachers to train, the purpose of those modules and videos changed without anybody knowing. Those same modules and videos would be used for professional development. That's what they're calling it. It would be used for mandatory training. Every single teacher across the state has to watch these videos. One of the videos that I made is included. And mind you, these videos are, in my opinion, are not necessarily training videos, because like I said, the purpose of creating them was to just inspire and showcase what some of us teachers did during distance learning. I don't even think these videos really qualify as training. So I did feel the need that I needed to share that information with my Facebook friends. I did not realize that it would get as much traction online, and it did. I think there were about 57 shares of my post. The next day, yesterday, on Sunday, I got an email from the head of the project. She apologized for any miscommunication. I just want to make it clear, everybody, I am not blaming anybody. I just don't want to be blamed. That was the whole point of my post. I did not want teachers from all across the state watching these videos of me and my colleagues just trying to inspire and help teachers, have them think that we were part of the problem, because we had no idea that they would be used as mandatory training. I wanted to explain the initial reason for these videos and modules being created. I totally understood what my post did. It did kind of create a divide between the DOE and us teachers in the classroom. That was something that I did not want to happen, but it happened. So I did update my post last night. I don't regret posting it at all. I don't. Those videos are going to be viewable, today's August 3rd, tomorrow. I'm proud that this is going to be shared. It's unfortunate that these videos are going to be, I don't want to say forced, but it is. I hope that out of all the videos and modules, that these modules are the ones that encourage. And I think that's something that we all need right now going into this crazy new school year. I think I'm going to work on my Google site. If you follow me on Instagram, I'm sorry for the delay. Hopefully when I'm done with it, I can make a video about it. So I'm just gonna do some work. I'll see you guys in a bit. I've been sitting on my butt for almost 3 hours watching mandatory videos. So I think that's pretty much how I'm gonna spend the rest of my work day. I think I should get lunch soon. But this file cabinet is usually used by the teacher I share a room with. He said he's not really using it this year, so I thought I could use it as a place where I can store maybe some folders. I don't really have a lot of things to store. And then I wanted to use this magnetic side on the side of my desk, because I'm sitting at my desk right now, like as a display area where I can put all my, little post-it notes that students have given me. Trying to make it more homey with this over here. So maybe I'll finish that today. I don't know, with all the videos, I don't know. Oh, and then I also, while I was watching videos, I cleaned out the 2 drawers in my desk that I just threw everything in. So here, I'll show you. I have Play-Doh left in here. It's disgusting in here. And then I took this out. But before I figure out what to do with the Play-Doh. This is everything that was in my desk. Yeah, I'm not gonna go through everything that was in my desk. You can see it right here for yourself. Feeling really hungry. I think I'm gonna go out for lunch with little money that I have and then continue to watch these videos. I'm trying to set up the chairs because things have changed. I feel like I've said that so many times, but it has. I have 13 desks. They're all spread out 6 feet apart. I initially wanted to just have them in rows and then assign seats for each student in separate periods so they wouldn't have to worry about cleaning in between periods. But that's not going to happen. The custodians came in today and they took away my extra 13 desks. So now I have this left. And as you can see, I started taping up the desks just to give students a visual on what 6 feet apart looks like. I did it in bright yellow. Oh my gosh, that one's really messy. So I still have the next 2 rows to go. I feel like I'm not going to have enough time to do everything. Even something like this where I have to tape up all of the desks. It's exhausting. I don't even know if I'm gonna have time. That corner is a mess. Let me go over the hybrid learning bell schedule since I think now I can talk about it. We were told not to talk about it how many weeks ago until it was confirmed that we were coming back, but we are. I'm trying to wrap my head around the schedule. It's not that I don't understand it, it's that I don't know how I'm going to effectively teach in 3 different situations. Yeah, let me move this. Mondays and Fridays, we have virtual classroom, which is I'm still here on campus, but all of my students are at home. And this is supposed to be synchronous learning, so I should have them on like Google Meets. I'm probably gonna use Google Meets. And then Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays are hybrid days. So certain alpha groups will be physically in class with me while the other students who are not there are going to be doing assignments on their computers at home. Tuesdays, the last names A through E are here on campus while F through Z is distance learning. So they're doing work. And then Wednesday, it's going to be F through M on campus. Then A through E and N through Z is distance learning at home. Thursdays, it's N through Z. And then A through M is distance learning at home. I'm trying to figure out what each day is going to be dedicated to. Our leaders at our school are doing the best that they can. They actually provided us with some templates, some sample schedules of what certain teachers are going to implement when we start school in 9 days with the students. I looked over those and I gotta admit, it stressed me out even more. My whole thing is I want every day to not be as different as the other days, if that makes sense. I don't want to confuse my students because they're probably already going to be so confused just with one teacher. Can you imagine having 4 different teachers and then having 4 different routines? I want to stick to a routine that is consistent, simple, but because we have these 3 different learning situations, right? So there's virtual classroom, there's distance learning, and then there's in-person. I want to make the routine like the same. No matter if they're at home, no matter if they're seeing me through a computer, no matter if they're seeing me in person, that they know exactly what to do at the start of class. Maybe I'll be able to figure all that out eventually and I can actually vlog about it here. But for now, everybody, I'm not sure what I'm doing. I can share with you some ideas, but they're not confirmed and I haven't mapped it out yet. I'm thinking for Mondays, because it's a virtual classroom day, I figured primarily that could be like a new lesson kind of day, a new strategy kind of day. And then when I see them during in-person, that is like another opportunity for them to practice with me. And then simultaneously, when students have to be at home and do work alone, that's even more practice. So by the time that Friday comes along, they should have practiced 2 or 3 times. Friday, when we meet up again virtually through Google Meet, I don't know if this will really happen, but I imagine that it's like a way to assess them. It's a way for them to be tested on whatever new content I taught that week. I'm so bothered by it because it's ideal, sure, but I don't know if it's actually going to work. Especially in the way that I teach, I'm so fluid. Like, say if my first period is going really quickly and they're learning things really fast and we can just move on, and then say my second period they need more practice, like I'm more than willing to switch gears for certain classes in a typical normal school year pre-COVID. In these times, I don't know how this will work. I don't even know if I'm really planning, really. You know what? I've filmed a lot of footage today. I'm sure this will be a long one, longer than usual. I'm gonna take a nap when I get home, and I'm gonna try to not do any work, but it never ends up that way. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Please be sure to check my information because I always give teacher shout outs. So make sure you click on their channel and subscribe to their channels too, because they have such great content as well. Bye.